Shaping the land. How do erosion and weathering help shape the land? Lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe how weathering is related to the process of erosion. Describe ways that water can help to weaken or break up rocks in the process of erosion. Describe what causes moving water to drop sediments it is carrying. Pre-assessment. What structure can be built to prevent the sea from causing damage to areas of land? Explain the process by which rock is broken into smaller pieces. Name 3 elements that can cause erosion. The material that is carried by moving water is called. Vocabulary: erosion, weathering, sediments, deposition, inland, coastal land, seawall. Think about it. Would you build your house on a sandy beach or inland? Explain your answer. Erosion, the movement of sediments from one place to another. Weathering, the breaking down of rocks by water, wind, and ice. What is the difference between erosion and weathering? Erosion.
Number 1. It refers to the displacement of solids by wind, water, and ice. Number 2. Eroded materials are displaced. Number 3. Erosion takes a longer time period.
Weathering.
Number 1. It refers to the decomposition of rocks, soils, and minerals by direct contact with the atmosphere. Number 2. Weathered materials are not displaced. Number 3. Weathering takes a shorter time period. The different types of erosion and weathering.
Erosion.
Water, wind, ice, thermal and gravity erosion.
Weathering.
Physical, chemical and biological.
Sediments, materials such as soil, rocks, sand, and gravel that are carried by moving water. Deposition, the dropping off of sediments from one place to another. Coastal areas. This area is where the sea and land meet. Inland landscape. Coastal landscape. Sea wall, a wall or embankment erected to prevent the sea from encroaching on or eroding an area of land. Let's investigate. Explain what you think happened here in this picture. What structure could be built to prevent the waves from eroding an area of land? A seawall. How could a seawall reduce the impacts of a weather-related hazard? Analyzing and interpreting data from maps. Which of the areas on this map are more likely to experience the harsh effects of weathering? Fill in the blanks using the words below. Erosion. Erosion happens when the gets moved away by, or erosion has formed many different. On Earth, sometimes erosion can happen very quickly, but usually erosion takes thousands of. Wind moves things to other. Water moves and to other places. Erosion is different than weathering, which dissolves and breaks down rocks, but doesn't move rocks or soil. Moves rocks and soil. Check your answers. Answers. Erosion happens when the land gets moved away by wind or water. Erosion has formed many different landforms on Earth. Sometimes erosion can happen very quickly, but usually erosion takes thousands of years. Wind moves things to other places. Water moves rocks and sand to other places. Erosion is different than weathering, which dissolves and breaks down rocks but doesn't move rocks or soil. Erosion moves rocks and soil. Quick right. Describe the ways that water, wind, and ice can help to weaken or break up rocks in the process of erosion. Post-assessment. What structure can be built to prevent the sea from causing damage to areas of land? Explain the process by which rock is broken into smaller pieces. Name 3 elements that cause erosion. The material that is carried by moving water is called